didn't go on. Good evening and welcome to the Police Accountability Board. It's Wednesday, February 25th, 2026. The first thing is to approval of the agenda. Has everyone had time to look at it?
Yes.
Yes.
Motion to approve?
Do I-
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone against, nay? Agenda has been approved as written. The first thing is the end of the year report. We presented that in January to the county commissioners. They seemed very receptive of it, and there were just a few questions, and we were able to answer all of those questions with no issues. So it went very well, and that's over with till next year this time. We need to make sure that everyone has received the email and completed their 2026 financial disclosure forms. Those are for calendar 2025. If you have not completed that as yet, you need to get it in ASAP. Any questions on that? Everybody receive it?
Yes.
We had a meeting with Baltimore City's Police Accountability Board leadership. They're going to be putting on a seminar in April, and they're going around to each county to see how the counties, PABs, and ACCs handle complaints and address concerns, any issues, how they work with their law enforcement entity. The meeting went very well. They're going to compile some things and have expressed that they're going to get back to us. I believe they expressed it would be a 3-day leadership. So that's something to look forward to. As soon as it's scheduled, we can give you more information on that. One thing that I did want to bring and emphasize is what the Police Accountability Board is. It ensures civilian oversight of law enforcement through review of public complaints and partnership with law enforcement agencies to enhance policies and training standards. So that's primarily what the Police Accountability Board is. We make recommendations on policies, training improvements that will strengthen the police-community relationship. And we only deal with misconduct, which is a violation of criminal statute, violation of law enforcement agency standards and policies. So what the PAB does is receives information from the ACC to establish trends, to make recommendations, to make that working relationship better between the community and the law enforcement. Any questions on that?
No, ma'am.
Okay, there is under new business, authorization for the chair to transmit follow-up inquiry to law enforcement agency regarding its response to a public complaint. Now, remember, the complaints come through to the PAB. They're forwarded to the law enforcement entity, the sheriff's department. They conduct the investigation. When they're completed with their investigation, and they have up to 1 year to complete that, they then forward it to the ACC to evaluate, and all of that information then is evaluated. The ACC has 30 days to review that and make a determination, or send it back to the law enforcement entity, the sheriff's office, for further information. So the law enforcement agency has responded to a public complaint. However, the PAB requires more information to process it properly. That would be the summary. So we have to have a motion Do I read the motion?
Yes.
Yes.
I read the motion. I move that the Police Accountability Board authorize the chair, following consultation with counsel, to transmit a written follow-up inquiry limited to seeking clarification of the law enforcement agency's prior response to the public complaint. So it's on the floor. Do we hear a motion for the chair to be able to transmit a written follow-up to the sheriff's office seeking additional clarification?
Some motion to approve it.
A second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. So motion is approved. I'm supposed to be clicking.
So one woman show right now. Crushing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the next thing is the PAB complaints and cases. As you can see, complaints received November 20th through February 19th is 9. There were 2 that were not eligible for review, and that could be that they are involved in another law enforcement entity, so we don't review any of theirs. Cases reviewed have been 8, but 7 of those were from prior to November 20th. Remember, the sheriff's office has a year to investigate the cases completely, the complaints completely, before providing to us. Cases pending review is 10. Cases resulting in administrative charge is 0. An ACC charge in agreement with the sheriff's office findings is 0. And the next slide is just, you can see it's broken out a little differently. Any questions on that?
No.
No questions on that?
Nobody is showing up. We held our quarterly meeting with the sheriff's office last week. We do this every couple weeks before our quarterly meeting, and we address any issues or concerns that either we may have or that they may have. So it's a working meeting where we just go through and make sure that all of the issues have been resolved, or if there is something that we need to work on. We've talked numerous times about the community outreach program. What I'd like to request at this point is that we make a committee of a couple people. That way they can research and determine some groups within the county or organizations that we could meet with to explain what the Police Accountability Board is, what the Administrative Charging Committee and the Trial Board is. Do I have anybody willing to sit on that committee?
I'll certainly join it.
Will that committee have any funding for brochures or anything like that?
Not at this time. The committee is only a research for looking to see what is out there that we can make the contact to work with them.
Okay, so organically without funding first?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Well, that's going to be...
This is Suzanne, I volunteer.
Somebody named Suzanne.
Suzanne.
Oh,
Suzanne is somewhere in the
I was
room.
like, where is she? Okay,
Suzanne Benedict,
Yes,
the other
I
member.
gotcha. You just startled me. I didn't know you were on. All right. Then I will coordinate with you both, and we'll come up with some guidelines and what we need to do in order to get this moving, that we can actually meet with some of the organizations.
Okay.
Any,
And just for discussion, right now, we're researching what organizations throughout the county we can be partnering with to make these presentations.
correct.
And then at a later date, once we convene as a board, we'll decide what materials or whatever need to be purchased, et cetera, for those meetings.
Right, we have already have a PowerPoint presentation. It's what Ed and I worked on last year.
Yes.
To present. So we'll have that as a presentation.
Okay.
And then if there's any additional information that we may need, then we can discuss that and discuss that with HR.
Perfect.
Any questions? Okay. As you can see, we have our trend analysis of the case reviews that have been brought up. We've added this year onto it. Any questions on that?
No questions, yeah.
Any questions?
None.
Okay, this is by analysis of case reviews for districts. And you can see that District 2, which is the central part of the county, it's highly populated. It's the traverse area between the north and the south. So it has a lot greater movement area, and you can see that their complaints are a lot larger than other areas. The others are close, but you have the majority of the people migrating north and south that come through the central area. Questions?
No, ma'am.
This is the review that we did for calls of service, number of complaints, complaint percentage. Law enforcement staff is pretty steady at the moment. I did ask of our contact at the sheriff's office yesterday, out of curiosity, what the calls of service were for the same period of time last year. They were 26,750. So you can see there is an increase in calls of service by about, 4,000 this year compared to last year. And it's keeping the complaint percentage at 0.03%, which is a very small number. Which also speaks of how the sheriff trains their personnel to deal with the public. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Sheriff,
Good evening, everyone. How you doing?
Good evening.
doing well.
Everybody surviving the cold weather?
Yes, we would like some spring weather if you have
Yeah, me
anything
too.
to do with that.
Me too. I'm sure it's coming. Thank you, Ms. Justice, for setting the bar and the board that currently sits with you. The kind of standard that you set throughout the state, and I've heard it multiple times, that they kind of model your way of doing things and how we do things here throughout the state. So we appreciate that. The communication is key to have that success, I think. And I think we're doing a great job with that.
We are.
And just a few I would like to highlight some of the stuff that we've done throughout the quarter. As you can see, I gave each one of you our quarterly report, and you can find that online as well. We've graduated 3 correctional deputies from the Southern Maryland Criminal Justice Academy. We've had 2 deputies graduate from our Anne Arundel County SWAT School, which I heard is pretty tough. So very tough training that our deputies went through, and I think it's very important.
What is
And,
that for?
We have each county has their own special weapons and tactics team,
Oh, okay.
and we call it our special operations team. But they protect. They go into situations to where not a normal deputy can. They're specialized in training hostage situations, and also we've had 2 critical infrastructures in our county that we're trained in as well. That we have to and assets that we have to protect within our county. A lot of people don't think that we do that, but we do, and it's our responsibility. So they go through that training, and it's actually one of the best in the state. So they were I was very pleased to see them graduate that.
Good.
We hosted the Maryland Association meeting for the sheriffs. We had some judges there going over case law and different things that are going throughout the state that are changing. So it's very cool to have that meeting within our county this fall. We sponsored the LE Torch Run, our law enforcement torch run at Kings Landing Park, which is always near and dear to my heart because I love those kids, and every year we come together for them, and that right there supports the Special Olympics throughout the summertime. So if you guys can attend next year, I think we're going to have it again in the fall at Kings Landing Park. We've conducted multiple drills in our community, and that's including our hospitals, both of our plants and things like that, to stay coordinated on what the building looks like, our schools, and keeping everybody up to date of doorways, entries, and so we can best respond to the situations that our deputies are responsible for. We've hosted a Day of Law, which is kind of cool for the homeschool kids. They come and they don't really they don't have the criminal justice system, criminal justice classes to take in the high school, so they prepare those classes, and it's pretty neat to watch. They get to the courthouse, our office, the state police barracks, and also our jail is kind of cool for them to kind of see. And they ask very cool questions too as well, so that was very cool for them to have that there. We implemented the new correctional health contract, which I'm very happy of, and it's going very well. The colonel put a lot of work into, and up and running now as well. So we're going pretty smooth with that, and I'm very pleased of the kind of process that we've had moving forward. So the holidays were during this quarter, so we had a lot of holiday events: Toys for Tots, Shop with a Cop, parades, which the kids are very, like I say, they're very special to me, and to see the smiles on the kids' faces and the things that we do outside of our line of work goes a very long way, and the deputies are very proud to serve as well when they have these types of events. We've honored many deputies with our CASA awards for a presentation with the commissioners, and they were awarded different awards about their work that they're done on the street. The Calvert Alliance Against Substance Abuse gives an award every year, and many of our deputies were awarded that. We launched the Calvert County Sheriff's Foundation during this quarter, which is very important. So we got that done as well, which people can join and donate, and we can use the funds for different things by helping needy families and such things like that nature, that we don't have to use anything else, that we can help families in need. We participated in the Homeless Service Board meeting. Again, I've talked about this a lot, and homelessness is an issue in our county, and we're working hard to move that forward as well. We've opened up our detention center for warming centers because I don't know how long you guys have lived here, but this was a very cold winter, and having that detention center open, I don't want anybody to freeze to death, and we've opened our detention center as well for that warming center there. We graduated 5 from the CIT training, which is that crisis intervention training. That's going very well. We've been implemented that for the last 3 years, and we almost have every deputy that's went through that, which is very good training for the deputies out on the street. I presented to the Mutual Elementary as a guest reader for the kids, which is very cool. Myself and Dr. Newsom and Coach Rick Sneed was there, and I believe Buddy Hance, Commissioner Buddy Hance was there as well, reading to the kids. And engaging in the community and the kids is very important. Everybody, I like to connect with the kids because some kids don't get to see us in a good light. And I think it's always very important to do that. So getting to the community engagement, all that stuff that we did, I kind of highlighted some different things that we've done throughout the quarter. As you touched on the calls for service, I know you had that date was 30,725 calls. Traffic citations, 1,229. Traffic warnings, 7,063. And DUI arrests, 76, which is a very high number. And there's a lot of avenues in there where somebody can get a ride. And then I want that number to be 0. So if you can't get a ride, please do so.
Is it higher because of the holidays?
That usually does spike the holiday parties and such things like that do spike that number during this season. But we have spring, stuff like that coming up. You know, cookouts are coming. So if you can't get a ride, please do so. There's many. I don't know if Uber is very bigger down in Cal. I know that I've seen a few driving around, but call a friend, call me, shoot. I'll give you a ride home. I want that number to be 0. That's our goal. Traffic accidents, 536. Our roads are congested. They're as anybody can see in the morning at 5 to 6 a.m. now. Once we're past COVID, I mean that it's packed out there, and I just ask stay off your phone and please drive safe, drive the speed limit. And if you can, as you can see the numbers, the deputies are working hard to keep our roadways safe. And our detention center, we averaged this quarter, average daily inmate population, pretrial and home detention sitting around 128, and that's been our average for the last couple of years, 128 at our detention center. And I'm proud to announce our CALEA, the Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agencies, is coming to an end. We worked really hard on it, and I've seen the men and women in our sheriff's office that put the work into it. It's a lot of task involved in that, and we've got it done. Our first assessment is next week, and then our on-site assessment is April, and then my hearing, so I have to go in a hearing in front of the commission, is in July. So that's the finish line.
That'll be the end of it then?
Correct, yes.
Wonderful.
That's great.
Doesn't ever end, but
Well,
that's the
it's
initial.
always, but that's the end of the first
initial.
process.
Correct. And it was a lot of work as Mr. Perrin and I kicked that off. Wilson Perrin kicked that off. So, I'm happy to get there. I've seen the work that goes into it, and just to maintain the work is going to be a lot as well. So, and, it's something to be proud of, and I think we've gotten there. And there's going to be issues when they do your assessments, things they look at throughout our whole policy and things that they see, and then we're going to fix. So. But I'm very pleased to see that the hearing's in Omaha, Nebraska, so I've never been there. I don't know why they shipped me there, but I got to go there for my hearing in front of the commission. So that's all I have for this quarter. As you can see, the deputies have worked very hard. As they can, don't thank me, thank them, because they put the work day in and day out, night and day, holidays, weekends. And they do a great job, and they're passionate at keeping everybody safe here. And as you can see, the number's low. I mean, if you run 30,000, almost 31,000 calls for service, I mean, that's a lot. And my goal is still to protect our schools. I mean, we're doing a lot of things in place right now that we're going to kick off here that's really going to keep our schools safe, and I'm very passionate at it as well.
Definitely. And you also have the Citizen Police Academy coming up.
Correct. That starts next week.
Next week, I think it is,
And we can only keep a limited number to that. I mean, I would like to have 50 in there, but what we have and the days that we have available to do that, and then getting everybody on board, we're trying to keep that limited, a low number until we can expand that. But we'll be doing one every year.
I look forward to learning all the information.
And the exposure to what we do.
Right.
I think there's a couple case law or couple cases that we've handled in there that, you know, it takes you step by step of what we've done. And it gives you the knowledge of what a deputy goes through, and a law enforcement officer at that.
Gives a better understanding.
Correct.
And Sheriff, so how many are in the academy?
10.
10? Okay.
We have a police academy actually that graduates in March too as well.
Okay.
We have 3 new deputies on the coming out on FTO in March.
Oh, good. Is
And
that the
recruiting's
end of-
still an issue. I mean, we work hard at it. If there's anybody that you have that's interested in doing the job, I've opened my office for an interview. I've made myself available, as the colonel can tell you. I've had people coming in and out, interviewing them, and you know, my job is to put the best deputy out there on the street to protect you and everybody that lives here.
Right.
So that's going well. I mean, having that active engagement and recruiting, I think, goes a long way.
It does. It does, definitely. Definitely.
And there's a couple cases in here highlighting. The one big case I would like to touch on was that the skimmer devices that I think it was multiple counties, multiple states that are detectives. They're putting skimmer devices on their gas pumps, and they're getting your credit card information. They're stealing thousands of dollars. But we ended up solving that case, and we had a search warrant in Baltimore, and you know, we made a good arrest on that. And just be aware when you're out there and using those gas pumps out there, because that's where they got all that information from. And if you have to use a PIN, try not to use a PIN. Go in and pay if you can. Use that tap option if you can as well.
So the way they get it is when you use your PIN?
Correct. Yeah, the way they had it, they had the skimmer inside it, so it reads the magnetic strip with a pinhole camera looking at the pin that you're putting in. So, and they'll defeat the next one. I mean, just be aware of your surroundings. Check it. If it's loose, don't use it. Things like that. But yeah, we've had a great quarter. Holidays are over. I know the weather was terrible. I think that what spiked our accidents, because that one snowstorm, we had a lot out there, and I think there's a couple more to come as I checked the weather this week. So
Yeah. Hopefully not the ice that we had, though.
correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Snow's not quite as bad. Anybody have any questions?
Sheriff, I would just like to congratulate you on your consistency. Like Susan said, to maintain a 0.03%, complaint rate consecutively for the last 2.5 years is kudos to you and your team. So thank you, sir.
Correct. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's taken a lot of hard work and a lot of, I don't want to say changes, but refinement, maybe, working with your staff on things. And we've made some recommendations, and you've worked with those, and I think you've gone a long ways with your staff. And like Quentin said, 0.03 in the state of Maryland is, in reference, is nothing compared to what other counties are dealing with.
And I can say, like, our communication, I think, is key. I mean, you got, and then also the ACC as well. I mean, they've been, we give them every piece of the case that we have a complaint on, and I think body cameras have been huge. I think both sides of that.
Yeah, I think
And-
body camera has been a major difference in reviewing the cases.
And it was a learning curve for the deputies. I mean, myself and the colonel came up as young deputies. I mean, we didn't have body cameras. That it was a learning curve on, and I think that's bettered the accountability, and two, the way we conduct ourselves, and I think that goes a long way with your investigations as well.
It does.
And also too, we implemented the body cam program, myself and the colonel here, when we were on patrol as commanders, and some person may tell you a different story that the body camera shows. Is we'll get the complaint in, well, that's not what the body camera shows. I mean, and then I think that has taken law enforcement to the better.
It protects you guys as much as anything, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Probably more.
Yeah, and ensures accountability all the way around. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It does. And we have, and it should be noted, we have good citizens here too.
Yeah.
We have a
Yeah.
good population here and good citizens.
We
for the
do.
most
We
part.
have an excellent population in Calvert County.
Mhm.
And I know that when we have a complaint to review, the amount of information that your office provides is just amazing. I mean, you have call logs. If there are 5 detectives there, deputies there, then you have all 5 body cams to review. You have written reports. You have, the investigator calls the complainant or calls witnesses. All of that information is totally reviewed, and when we come to the meeting, we discuss it, and the body cam is like the bottom line that really shows what is and isn't.
Yeah, I was with multiple sheriffs today. It's still that when they instituted the Police Accountability Act, they really didn't give any direction on how that was supposed to look like. And there's still, boards out there that are doing something totally different than we are. But, I think we have a good process working here, and I think that shows.
Yeah, I think our process works so well because of the massive information investigation that you all do, and then provide all of that to us. And you also have staff, when we're having our meetings, available to pick up the phone and call and ask a question. And if it's not clarified, then we also have the availability to send it back to your office to have something specifically addressed. And that working relationship has really made the difference when it comes to dealing with the complaints, which I commend you on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, have a good spring. Have a good summer, warm up, and we'll see you at the next one.
Absolutely.
Thank y'all.
Thank you very much. The last thing on the agenda is the meeting schedule as a reminder, and the meetings will be here. As you can see, May 27th, August 26th, and December 2nd. Any questions from anybody on anything?
I'm here.
No question? No.
It's time for public comment. Is there any public comments? No one online? Then I make the motion for the Police Accountability Board to adjourn.
Second?
Well, I'm asking for the motion, I'm sorry.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, all right.
Okay, motion to adjourn in second.
There you go.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion adjourned, meeting adjourned. Thank you.